Hello and welcome to a new video here on our Tradeciety channel. And today I want to talk about good versus bad markets, how you can find the best Forex pairs and the best time frames every week, and also why it is so important that you understand how to filter charts and how to find good and bad markets. So here on the charts I have prepared something very important, a few very important points, and then after that we will go into the markets and into the charts. So the first one is you cannot trade all the markets all the time. I often see that many traders make the mistake of picking a few trades. Maybe they say, okay, I just want to trade the Forex majors, and then they follow those majors every week and every day without looking at the other markets. And what happens then is, because the markets, they undergo changes all the time, you have high volatility, low volatility, high momentum, low momentum, you have ranges, small ranges and very large ranges, you have congestions and expansions, and so the market cycles through those phases, and your system will not work all the time for all the market scenarios. So you really have to understand that you have to filter your Forex pairs and filter your markets that you are watching on the time frames, so that every week you have only the best markets in the best possible market phase for your trading system right now, and I will get to that later. So as I said, you need to change between the Forex pairs every week. In my own trading, I follow more than 30 Forex pairs every week. I trade them across 3 different time frames, so that's roughly 100 combinations. And every week I get around 3 to 6 new trades. So although I follow so many pairs, I am very selective. I can be very selective when I follow so many pairs and so many time frames. And this is one of the cornerstones for my trading. I don't have to push my trades. I don't have to force the trades on some Forex pairs, because I know there are 30 other pairs that I can watch on 3 different time frames, and there will always be a very good setup waiting for me someday. So as I said, there are good and there are bad markets for your system. So it's really important that you spend a few minutes, really understand what type of trader you want to be, or what type of trading system you're actually trading. Do you trade a breakout system? Do you trade a momentum system, a trend following system? Or what type of trader are you really? And what does the perfect chart look like for you? And also learn to filter. And this is something that we help our pro students with a lot in our premium course. I help the traders understand how the good market looks and how a bad market looks, and how to pick the best trades every week. And I always encourage people, especially if you are on the 4-hour and on a daily time frame, you need to follow more Forex pairs. Don't limit yourself to just the majors, or even maybe only 2 or 3 majors. You really have to look at the broader markets, because not all the time will you get a good signal or a good setup on a major, and then you end up forcing trades when you not have a good market phase. So let me pull up here, we are on the Euro US dollar. And even though this is a major pair, and many people believe that major pairs are good for beginning traders, this has to be taken with caution, because this is not always true, and you will have good and bad market periods. So let me just mark it out what I mean by that. So here, for example, we have a very hard to trade market period. You can see that the volatility is quite high. We have lots of wicks to both sides. We have no real momentum. We are moving into this very narrow range. Price is even here congesting, and this is not a good period to trade. Okay, you can see now that there was an outbreak, and many people say, okay, I'm a breakout trader, I will just trade the breakout. But this is not as easy as you make it, probably, because you need to sit through all this noise, and keep in mind this is a 4-hour chart, so you need to wait a lot of time, a lot of days for the final signal. And there are many false signals here, as we can see with the long wicks. We have fake breakouts, and so you really have to understand that good market periods where you have nice trending phases, like here or like here and here as well, they always alternate between high momentum and good trending periods, and high volatility, low congestion markets. So even though you might think you are trading a major pair, also here it's not the best scenario. Although you have something like a trending market, you're moving up here with a lot of volatility, lots of wicks to both sides, very small candles, and then here suddenly you just have one big drop, which is not tradable at all. If you trade such a drop, you're just chasing a running train, and that is never a good idea. So you can see how the good market periods and the bad market periods always alternate. Here another good recent example from the Euro US dollar. Again, many people believe that the Euro US dollar, because it's such an important major, is easier to trade for beginning traders, and that is not true. It might be easier to trade some of the times, but other times it is not. So here you have a congestion period, which when we look here just at the date, it took more than 2 weeks until price was able to leave this area. We have lots of up and downs, lots of wicks, lots of spikes here to both sides. Very small candle bodies, no momentum at all. So this is a very hard to trade market period and market phase. And in this time, you would do much better if you would focus on other Forex pairs, other time frames, and don't look at the Euro US dollar so much until you can see a breakout, until you see that the price has broken out and is doing more momentum drives again, and it is trending more. So here's another good example why sometimes you just cannot follow such a market. Here we are on the Euro Aussie, again on the 4-hour chart, and we have periods where the price was absolutely a complete mess. So here again, for the good part of almost 2 weeks, we just traded sideways, long wicks, small candle bodies, no direction at all, and then eventually we had a nice breakout and a trending market. And here again, we had more than 2 weeks here where we just traded sideways, no momentum. We just had swings up and down, which are not tradable on the 4-hour chart. And you would do much better in such a period to look for another pair, to not look at and not follow the Euro Aussie here in those 2 weeks, wait for a clear breakout. And now recently I just had an entry here where the price action is turning very nicely. You maybe have seen it. Here's a head and shoulders pattern, and I got into a nice trade. So this principle is especially true if you're following a little bit more of the exotics pairs. We have here the US dollar and the Mexican peso. And again, I really like this pair sometimes, but other times I really hate it and I don't like watching it. So here are many periods where price is a complete mess. We have high volatility, a lot of spikes, high momentum, no real trend behavior, no trend action here. Here we can see that all the time over and over again, lots of congestions, no trends, and just a lot of spikes without any real market clue or without being able to read the market. Here again, we just have weeks of sideways inactivity followed by spikes to both sides, no trends, no breakouts. So this is really a bad market on the 4-hour at this time, and I really don't advise trading it if you see such a market here. And in such a period, there are other pairs that you can follow. Just stay open-minded, follow other pairs, expand your watch list, start following other pairs that you might have not considered before, and keep your watch list fresh every week, updated, see if the market is in a good shape or not. And then so over time you can create a nice watch list. You can get into better trades. You can improve the chances of finding good and successful trades if you follow better markets which favor your system. So I hope really this helped you understand why you need to follow more Forex pairs, why you need to broaden your horizon, not just get stuck on the majors or on a few selected pairs that you are watching, but really try to follow more pairs so that you can be selective and filter out the bad from the good market conditions. Until the next video, if you have any questions, leave a comment below, give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and I wish you a great trading week and see you soon.